I am going to be addressing a question that we received from Adam. Adam, thank you for this question. What is the most unethical practice in the publishing industry? I have to say, honestly, in my experience, it comes from the marketing industry. So I'm going to explain this a little bit. Hopefully, I won't take too long of a video to explain this. So, first, though, let me just say that I've had a lot of experience both as a member of the media and in various positions in the world of writing. So, for those of you who don't already know, I ran a talk radio show for 15 years, aired 3 times a week, an hour each episode, new content each time, and it ran internationally. Now, I also ran a podcast for 2 years, and I ran a newsletter for about 7 years. In the past, in the last 25, almost 30, well, 25 years in the industry, I have worked as a staff member. I have worked as an assignment writer. I've worked as a freelance writer. I've held positions both as a professional product reviewer and a professional book reviewer. Now, today, however, I manage 2 different blogs. I run this YouTube channel. I administrate 2 online groups, and I provide content for a variety of publications. Now, these experiences had me in contact with a lot of different PR agents, and that opened my eyes to the dangers of hiring marketing help. I saw agents send large packages, physical packages to medias that I was working for, or also to myself when I was running the radio show. They would send it to me without even asking if I was interested in seeing or learning about their guest or seeing anything about their guest. No query, nothing. Just sent the package as a great big package. So that entails like glossy photos and, all this hard copy print material, often printed one side on expensive paper, and then they'd send the book itself as well. So imagine the cost to the author who is paying, that agent $30,000 for a 2-month marketing stint, only to find out that these materials are being sent out to people who don't even want to hear from that person, or were unaware that that material was even coming. So the problem here is, of course, on the end of the media, you end up, feeling a little disgruntled because now you have this stack of unsolicited material that you're going to be packaging. You may not even unwrap it. You may not even open it because you don't have the time. And if you do open it, then you're sorting it. Is it recyclable? Is it not recyclable? And then you take the book and it ends up getting in a stack. And, are you going to give it away to a charity, a fundraiser? Are you going to leave it in the waiting room for clients to pick up and take home? Are you going to donate to a book under every tree type programs in the Christmas time? Are you going to do draws at work? Are you going to leave it in the staff room for somebody to take, or does it end up just in the garbage? Most of the time, it ended up in the garbage. And on these days, people are getting a little bit more green, a little bit more sustainable in mind. And so that's changing for myself. When I was working in those positions, I made sure that they always went into the ethical and sustainable places. But that still meant that the author was basically throwing money out the window because it wasn't it wasn't going to the purpose it was meant to be. So you have to be really careful about who you're hiring. Sure, they can say on paper that they sent out 300 copies of your books and your promotional materials to a variety of medias, but did it actually get you anything? Did they send it to people who were even interested in receiving it? Is number one. So, the efficiency there was lacking. Also, from me, the waste, seeing all the recycling and everything that was piling up, and then I got to deal with it. So it's not great for the other end either. It was just crazy waste altogether, and in the end, the author's paying for it, all the shipping, everything. The author's paying for that. So, uh, what I also have seen is, people will say, "Hey, I've got this great reach on social networking sites, and I want to sell that to people so that they can now gain access to my audience because I see value in my audience and I want to, make use of that." Which is possibly a good idea, especially if you're starting a business. But then, the client that you've become their client, let's say, then you're exposed to those friends, but maybe those friends don't really have a large following. Maybe those friends that that agent has gained aren't actually real good friends. They're not connecting. There's no connectivity. There's no interactions. They're just, they've clicked follow or friend and they've got a number there that they can now say. But how many people are actually interacting with them and really care about what they're saying? How many people of their audience are in fact influencers who are going to be inspired by what they are hearing and seeing and maybe share it to others and spread the word from there. So really watch who you're hiring and what their expertise are. What kind of exposure is it really? Um, another service that people will say is they'll say, oh, I'll get you exposure on a number of blogs. I guarantee I'll get you on 5 blogs, and then, I'll send out your information to, my 40 client contacts that also run blogs and see if I can get you on those as well. But I guarantee I'll get you in 5. The reason why they can guarantee that they're going to get you on 5 or whatever the number is because they themselves write that. They or their staff members write those blogs. And so you're getting coverage really once in 5 different places, right? So it's the same audience that they're showing their blog to, reaching with. They're often pasting the same information on each of those 5 blogs. The blogs are written by the same person, targeting the same audience. So really, you're just getting one exposure 5 times to the same audience. So you haven't really gained by getting those things. Yeah, you get the backlinks, in there. I guess that's has some value, but really, you're not getting what you're actually paying for. So be very careful about who you hire and make sure that they have specific key indicators so that you can watch and see if your call to action goals are actually being followed through on. You're getting something on, and you can have these key performance indicators to watch what's going on, and your goals. What are you aiming for, and are you getting anywhere near that goal? So you want to have these being able to watch what they're doing and the results of what they're doing as well. So again, not all agents are going to be crooked. And just because, one person's audience isn't interactive doesn't mean another person's audience is, you know what I mean? Like someone might have a very interactive audience and someone else doesn't. So just be very careful with who you are hiring and make sure that it's the right person for your current goals, because each one of these marketing agents, these PR agents, publicity agents, whatever you want to call them, they all have different names. Basically, they're agents for marketing agents. Um, Whoever you're hiring, each one is going to have a highly specific, specified goal, and they're going to work with you for a limited amount of time because they only have so long of a contact list. They only have so much that they can do for you, and then you got to move on to someone else. So it is important to keep in mind exactly what your goals are, exactly what you're trying to do, and then really do good research on each person that you're thinking of hiring and make sure that you're not going to be taken advantage of. So that is my feeling, my 2 cents on from my perspective, the most unethical practices in the publishing industry. Adam is involved around the marketing aspect. Okay. Thank you for your question. I really appreciate it. And I feel that it's going to help a lot of people. I really